Well, hello everyone. Hopefully my audio and video is good. If I can audio video check real quick, I'd appreciate it. Hope everybody's having a good evening. I've had a long day. All right, Jeff Kane. Good evening, sir. I was watching your video. Which one? There was a couple videos you had. I was going to comment on one of them. Man, it's been a long day. I've forgotten already. It's going to pop in my head for midstream and just kind of come to me probably. But anyhow, Kuro. Let's see how crazy the chat can get before the stream starts. Cool. Let's do something here. Let's do that. Hello, Zen. Hello, Mark and Fishy People. Hope everyone is well tonight. Yep. Kind of a crazy day, but hey, Garcia. Good to see you, man. Glad you could stop by. Hopefully, everybody's days was. Hopefully, everybody's day was less chaotic and stressful as mine was. Outside in aquatics, Tuesday night. Let's do it. All right. Let's see what else is in here. Some people jump in. What is going on? Why is like an exclamation point by? Hopefully everything's good. See more of your fish room. Yeah, I will. I'll definitely do that. I'm gonna have to do some more videos for sure. That's what I plan. I'm gonna plan to do that today, but things changed all of a sudden. I took today off. I noticed that. Hey, Squall Aquatics, how you doing, man? I noticed that I was having some issues with toilets flushing and stuff like that, and I realized, started thinking, hey, when was the last time we had our septic tank pumped? And I live out here in the country. We've got an aerobic septic system. It's got 3 different tanks in there. I'm not going to go into how that thing works, but anyhow, it basically gets full if you don't pump it out every so often. One of the tanks does. So, well, all 3 of the tanks will. Well, one was going to get full, and so Skull Aquatics. So I had to have them all pumped out. Well, that's a cost that I did not expect to get. So for me, it was $450 before they had to dig. I didn't realize they were going to charge me $100 to dig 2 holes down to where the 2 of the caps are at. There's three total caps with 3 different tanks. The last tank is when you can put chlorine and stuff into. You can look down into it's like the big round opening to it. The other ones they're all buried in the ground. So that's what I was doing today. But the cool part is last night I was contacted about some cocoa cord that I have listed on Facebook Marketplace, and it's these foot by it varies from like 4 to 6 inches deep. That's how they compress it. But it's cocoa husk they ground up. They call it cocoa core, and I use it for all kinds of stuff here. But I bought a lot of a while back, like 95 or 98 bricks of that. So I got it real cheap because the guy was trying to get it over quick. So I had a ton of this stuff, and I'm trying to sell it for over a year now. Sell a few here and there, but not a whole lot. So I ended up with 45 of those bales left, I think. So I had a guy contact me, ask me if I had a whole pallet of it. I said, no, I don't have a whole pallet. And I guess he owns like a small farm, like a aquaponics, not just aquaponics, but it's kind of that feel to it. I think there's some aquaponics in the place, but he had a lot of planters. He was planting vegetables and stuff in. He was using that as part of the mixture for his soils, but he couldn't get it. There were going to be a month before he could get a pallet of it that he needed. So he saw I had some, so he reached out to me, and so we made a deal, and I can make a few extra bucks to drive it up to him, or he would come get it. Well, I've been stood up so many times that doing this, deals like this. I could have waited around all day long. You never show up. It wasted the day. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna drive up there. Unfortunately, it's like a 2-hour drive with no traffic. With traffic, it was almost a 3-hour drive. So up there was no traffic. Back was traffic. So got back 5 hours of driving on the road after sitting around all morning, stressing out about the whole septic thing, and he had to come out here and dig all that out. That's a lot of fun. So yeah, that's what my day went. Good audio, video, good. Thank goodness. Audio, video, good. Thank you, Jeff. Mark Pilot himself. Yeah, I don't know what else to be. How's that septic tank? Yeah, I think you said you were going to something down on that earlier. Yeah, doing something down there. Yeah, well, I got to take care of. So everything's flushing good. Now we're all good now. Coro, I am doing well, Curtis. Thanks for asking. Still a bit under the weather, but feeling much better than 2 days ago. I didn't know you were feeling bad there, Coro. I'm glad you're feeling better. I've been kind of super busy, so a lot of stuff. Yeah, rotor rooter time. Well, it's going to take a lot more than rotor rooter when you got a 500-gallon tank, 3/4 of the way full of sludge, mulm, human mulm. Anyhow, so that thing I taken care of. So it was just lucky that I get to sell all that stuff off to get rid of it for one thing. Because I've been, man, that thing's so heavy to move around. I keep taking it every show I do and selling a ridiculously small amount of it. And I'm having a great price on it stuff too. I was selling it for like $15 a bale, and normally it would be 25 or so. Let me turn this off. It's going to be annoying. I thought I did already, but I obviously didn't. So yeah, this stuff gets really usually real expensive. So that's a pretty good deal on, I thought. And I even took some of it in that big old block. I can understand why somebody wouldn't want a foot by 6-inch block of this stuff. It expands up to fill a 55-gallon barrel practically. So what I did is I went out with my saw and cut it into fours. So I had 4 pieces. And I was selling those for $5 a piece, or buy 3 get 1 free. So it'd be $15 for the whole block. So yeah, that's a lot of it. I forget how many pounds. It was like 900 pounds or something. Well, it'd be over 900 pounds, like 1,000 pounds of half a ton of cocoa. Yeah, it was fun. Solids removal. Yeah, no kidding. A lot of solids removal. Hey, Fish Fam, Link is here. That's good to see. Sam Skulls. Which Fish Expo is on the 9th? It is here. In fact, let me see if I can pull that up. I had it. Man, I think I messed up. I don't think I have it ready. Where can I get that flyer quicker on this computer? I know I have it. Give me a moment. I'll pull up the flyer up because I was going to do that. And I got sidetracked and did something else instead of pulling that up. This is what it's there. Let's do this. No, that's not going to work. Sorry, technical difficulties, but I do want to pull this up. It's kind of important, I think. Let's pull up my Google Drive account. And that's some stuff's uploading. I should be able to do this. Is that not my account? Very cool. Now I'll do that. Working on it. Usually it syncs with my phone. For some reason, it's not one to sync. I even used this to talk to them. Well, we'll just do it this way. It is going to be called. Sorry, I hate this. Is annoying to me. I thought I was better prepared, but I didn't have much time to repair. Okay. Busting my butt trying this to get everything together so I get on the live stream and then get back until like 7:30. I'm just going to go to my Facebook page. I know it's there, but I don't want to pull it up on the live. Okay, March 9th. It is the DFW Aquarium Association Spring Expo. This is without. They're also having the BAP and the HAP. It's the Breeders Award Program and the Horticultural Award Program. They're having a contest, so people are going to be entering different fish and things into that. There's really this first one. They're just doing this to kick it off. There's not much rules. You don't have to even captive breed it or anything. It's just kind of to have fun with it. That's what we're doing. So that's going to be fun. There are. Let's see how many tables they said. I think they said, yeah, right here it is 63 vendors. 40 vendors, 63 tables. So that's pretty good. I think that's quite a bit. I am pretty impressed. I'm going to be there. I've got 3 tables this time, so I will have quite a few killifish there. Let me see if I can pull up what the killies I'm going to have there. I have a list of some of the stuff I'll probably have there. And really, this stuff would be probably for sale too right now. Let's look. I'm probably going to have to update this because there's more stuff on here than what I have But I've got Sheila. Oh, that's wrong one. Okay. The Fundal Panchex Gardener Eye Massage ABL 13-15. I'm having those for basically everything. Almost everything's going to be $20 a pair. Let's see here. You're welcome for the info. Jeff, can you type into and have they have a page? Yeah, they do. Yes, they do. So that'd be helpful. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. So I'll have the Fundal Panchex Gardener Eye Massage ABL 1315s. Also have the Pilates the JI, and I have that's the Morovii. I have a Vivi account here. I'll show you in a second where I have some of these listed already on there, so you can take a look at, and you can follow me on Vivi. I'm trying to get a Get Deals going too. It just takes a little time to get basically all the wording and everything I need to get it set up for that for my store and for individual animals and things like that. It's just going to take me a little bit to find time to get that all set up, work the way I want it before I go live with that one. But I do have an account set up. It's ready to go. I just got to get all the fish in there. So we got those. We've got the, I have Aphyosemians Australs, the BSWGs, 97-24 Caper Straws. Those are only females, though. So $5 a piece on those. I'm just going to try to just get rid of those. I have a few left over. And if you are wondering, I say the Aphyosemians Australia, that's great. But all this other stuff after it, that's the location information. It's either, like when I say BSWG, those are the initials of the guys that went on the collecting trip of the great great grandparents or whatever of the fish that I have. And 97 was 1997 is when they went. It was a 24 stop, and then it was a city that was found at in this one. So that's pretty cool. You can actually trace it down. You can go into the American Killifish Association's website and go and look up some of this stuff and get more information on where that particular location was at, who was on it. There's also a lot of information there. So that's really cool. I do have Aplochilus dei and Aplochilus pancheck males. They're not the typical blue panchecks you see. They're a little different colored. They're pretty cool. But I'm selling those for like $10 a piece for males. And then I have Fundal Panchex Gardener Eye Golds. Those are really cool. I've got a bunch of those I'm trying to sell. And I do have Aphyosemians Pernigrinium GBN 88-10s. Those are gorgeous. And I have multiple tanks. I have like 2 tanks over here and a tank over there of those guys. Different ages. The ones over there are colored up. They're ready to go. The ones behind me are still, man, they're right there at the edge of coloring up. I can see some males in there, but not a lot. And then I also have Aphyosemians striatums. I have a few of those, and I got lots more coming. Let's see, what else do I actually have available? Let me see behind me. Some of these are what's going to go. Like it's over here. Those are the Gardener Eye. Those are some of the striatums. The striatums there and striatums down there that are ready to go. And these are not ready to go yet. Those are the Permigraniums. I don't know what else we got. Well, those are some black rice fish, but they're not breeding yet. Not quite big enough. We have the Australian oranges up here, but I probably have to keep those. There's like 3. There's like 2 males and a female. So my pairs are not really producing very well. Not fertile eggs. Pumping a lot of eggs out, not fertile ones. And there's little tiny baby striatums. They're only quarter-inch long, so I can't color them up yet. Then I've got some Fundal Panchex Gardener Eye. Those are Lafayette. There's a whole tank of those. They're just tiny too, about quarter-inch long. And then I got the golds over there. And then I've got, let's see, I went through those. Then these are striatums. Oh, those are striatums. Well, these are Aphyosemians. Man, those are the ones that are hard to say. It starts with R and they're red and they're big. These guys aren't colored up enough yet. And those are Medaka rice fish, platinum blue eyes. They're not ready. They're not breeders. They're not breeding yet. They're not big enough. And then I have down here at the bottom. You guys can't see the bottom, but over here I have Aphyosemians Riambaki. They're growing up. And I have a tank down here. I'm keeping quiet. So hopefully I've got some males in there. I see females, but I can't tell if I got males yet because they're just too small. But man, there's males in there. I got a surprise for somebody. And then in this tank, I have a ton of those Epiplates DJI Monroe. In fact, I might do a deal on those. And then pomegranate. So yeah, that's what I got there. And over here, I've got some more gold. I mean, Aphyosemians, uh, the oranges, but they're runted. I don't understand what's going on. They just don't seem to be growing right. So I'm not really wanting to sell them. There's not very many of them in there. There's only maybe a couple pair, if that. But I feel right selling those. They're just not growing for some reason. I've got a bunch of other stuff over there too, but pretty much a lot of that is just some female tanks. Just wait to see if I have. Hopefully, I was going to have a bunch of males pop up, and I would need to match them up. Uh, so, if you happen to want some of those females, let me know. Thought that could be a deal for you. Let's scroll back up. Looks like it jumped on me. There's Fish Expo. There we go. Obviously. There we go. And this is Mark and Zenny. She knows your local stuff. March 2nd and 3rd will be the Reef Reef Fest in Denver. That's my first. Yeah, the second's my birthday. It'd be fun to go to, but I'll be here. But I have a fishing expo that weekend. You're welcome for the information. Let's see here. Zen. Jeff, can you type deeply? Okay, yeah. I'll pass that already. Must have jumped on earlier. I'll be fishing in Florida 3rd week of March. Louisiana. Oh, man. I'm dyslexic. Yes, Morph Market does. And I do plan on getting Morph Market set up, but I've already got the other two almost, one of them's already set up, ready to go. It's got to add more species to it. And then the gills, I've already got it partly going. So, yeah, and I like Morph Market a lot. Morph Market is actually took over Dubia roaches. What's the name of that company? Dubia roaches. They took over Morph Market, and that company helps out the rescue that I'm a part of a lot. They send all kind of soldier fly larvae and extra dubias or whatever they have. They help out the rescue a lot. So I do like them, and I will get that set up. You can set up an account and sell it as a great platform. Yeah, okay. I have to go into Sam. Don't worry. It's just going to take me a little bit to try and get these other ones going. And then eventually I'll bet I'm going to see it because Vivi is great. It just doesn't seem like there's a lot of traffic right yet. But I'm gonna try get Gills and Vivi and kind of see how things go. And I might keep them all going and then do Morph Market. But I might end up getting rid of some of that because it might be just too much for me to track. Fish Lake isn't liking. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, there we go. There's a link. It fought me. Sometimes that happens. Let's see if you're having a great time. Yes, please give me a thumbs up. That'd be awesome. Uh, there's something I did want to bring up. There's the expo. Thank you, Jeff. So here's something that was on my agenda for today. I was also thinking I'm doing these lives, and I'm also doing some. I'm also a sub-permitted rehabber, licensed wildlife rehabber with uh, Nature's Edge Wildlife Rescue. So it's really wildlife and reptile rescue. They take in basically anything anybody's got. They're permitted federally and for the state for just about everything but sea turtles and whales, it seems like. And I think golden eagles, I don't think any eagles, I don't think they're permitted for eagles yet. They just moved. They got to put some bigger flights in that are designed for bigger birds like that, and they will be. We're coming up real soon to the real busy season. Right now, owls and stuff, a few other species are starting to nest, so we're going to start seeing a lot of stuff rolling in for the rescue. For me, I usually take them in. I can do triage and then I transport. Uh, so that's a lot of fun. It's interesting. You learn a ton of stuff about wildlife, and you really learn about people too. And you learn about how much people don't understand about wildlife. They just don't know. And a lot of people brag about breaking laws to you, but they don't even know they're breaking laws. They're just trying to help wildlife out. But a lot of times, you heard the saying, kill them with kindness. That's kind of what ends up happening. People try to help the animals, but they don't. They're not educated enough and skilled enough to do it correctly, and end up causing more harm or killing them sometimes in the process. So I thought it might be fun to have them on during the season. We could do lots of different ideas. This is just an idea right now, and I asked them about it, and I thought it was a great idea. So what we could do is I could invite them on as a guest, and they can be at their house. It can be at mine. They might be able to show you some of the snakes and things that came in. People have gotten rid of, donated because they had problems or whatever. We get a lot of that stuff in too. Someone has a ball python and for whatever reason they can't take it anymore, or it's sick. They can't afford to feed it. They can't afford to take it to a vet, so they'll drop it off to the rescues. So things like that, and then so if you got an animal in, it's showing metabolic bone disease, like bearded dragons and metabolic bone disease is a really big deal because people don't realize they need UV lights, and some people do realize they need UV lights, but they don't realize that the UV bulbs go bad after about 6 months and they've replaced. Even though they look fine, they're not putting out the right amount of UV light anymore. So things like that we could highlight and explain to people. And as far as wildlife goes, I think it might be probably best for them to shoot a video of an intake when as soon as they bring an animal in triage, showing the injuries it has, maybe explaining what happened to the animal, explaining and showing what the proper way to handle it. Once you find the animal, how to transport it, things you do and don't want to do, like you never want to feed them, never want to give them water, because that's the last thing you want to do with an injured animal of any type, even human animals. You don't want to do that too. So you don't want to feed or water them. You can go to some, things like that. We can show off some cool stuff, and then when the babies really start rolling in, it might be really cool to have some video going, some live streams, while they're actually feeding some of these little babies and teach you some things about them as they're feeding them. What would you guys think about that? I mean, would it be something cool to do during this live stream, or I can maybe move it? So I think there's some scheduling issues, or do a whole separate live stream maybe on a weekend where it's more convenient for them and me to get together and put a live stream up and do nothing but a rehab. But still do, I think I still do it on this channel. I like this channel, building it up. It might be some kind of little side thing, or it could be just, quick little 15, 20 minute deal about some of the animals they had into the rescue this week. They get just a total, and the number of animals that come in every year, it blows my mind. It's way over 1,000. So that's what it gets crazy. So they're always going to have stuff coming in. I can almost guarantee you they will have plenty of animals to talk about. Some are going to be sad stories, and some will be good stories. But it doesn't always work out. And really, by the time that they come to rehabbers, the odds are not good. They've been down probably for a while, or they're so badly messed up that somebody was able to catch them. If you can catch an animal that's big enough that should be on its own, and if you can walk up to a wildlife pick up, now obviously if it's a brand new baby, something that can't get away, it's not old enough to. That's different. But you have an animal that's an adult, or an animal that's big enough that should be able to escape you. You can walk over, you get your hands on it. That animal needs to go to a rehabber. Something is badly wrong. You should not be able to pick up wildlife, just walk up and pick it up. Well, of course, unless it's like a snake or something, a rat snake, walk over, pick it up, and it's perfectly fine. Typically called mammals and birds, things like that. Let's see what's going on in the chat here. Is Aquabid a good site? I've heard Greg Sage talk about earlier in this video. I watched that video too. That was a cool video. Man, I like all these videos that Nick's putting out, going around and interviewing some of these people. I can't wait to see all the videos coming out. There's going to be a lot of editing and stuff. It's going to be some epic stuff, I think. I think Aquabid is pretty good. I've never actually bought anything off Aquabid, and I surely haven't listed anything yet. But that's tempting. I might do that. See how that's like. I have no idea how to set an account up to do that, or if it's difficult or not. But excuse me. Skull Aquatics. outside I have used it, read the reviews, and see who's always on there. Some jump on there and are not regulars, just trying to make a buck. Now, see, I would be on there and on and off it too, depending on what I had available. Um, and I noticed that like Dan's Fish is on there, and it looks like you can put like maybe a certain number of animals or something up at a time. It's not just bidding on one pair at a time. I got to figure out how it works because I've looked at it several times, but it's kind of like I never really dug into it to figure out what the rules are, what you can and can't do, how you set things up, all that kind of stuff. Well, hello, Storm. Heads Legacy. I'm sorry, I can't. It's, for reputable people, it's good. I have trust issues with people. I don't know. Yeah, no kidding. That it's always a gamble sometimes, but it might be all right. I think it'd be kind of cool to be on there. Yeah, outside in for selling. I think it'd be fine selling it on there. You price things that you want. It works good for that. Just price them right. Yeah. I vote for 2 live streams. It's kind of what I'm heading to because it's only an hour long. I only do it live stream for an hour. I know that I'm long-winded sometimes, and so is Mario. And it's Mario and Brandy Nickersons are who run the Nature's Edge Wildlife. So yeah, it can be fun. And if we do a Saturday, man, I just come on and we can just go however long we need to go. And there might be some days that I go visit them, and we do a live stream at their house all together. I think that'd be cool. Hello, Benjamin. Welcome. Hey, you'd watch it? It's cool. I think it'd be really entertaining, and I think some of the value to it would be, of course, fundraising because they need funds big time. It costs a lot of money. There is no state funding. They don't get any money from the state. It's all 100% donations from people. So it would bring some awareness to that. You would be able to educate the public on use real examples. Why don't you feed a bird or why don't you give it food? When you first get it in, we're going to show you exactly why. Some of the husbandry issues we can show on captive reptiles and things that people are keeping and whether they're keeping them wrong and show you the effects of what happens whenever you don't do things right. Don't keep them in the right heat. Don't put them turtles in too small bowls or even box turtles in too small containers. There's some serious stuff that happens to these poor animals. So if we can educate the public a little bit too, and really educate them about how to capture and transport wildlife, things would be great. And if you get people to put animals in a container, in a secure container, we tell people to put them in a secure container, they'll put a bird, like a red-tailed hawk, just in a box with no lid on it. And then they're driving down the road and the bird gets out in the car. That's actually happened. And it's a bad situation. So we need to educate people how to properly contain these things and how to transport them. Aquabid is basically a bidding service for sellers. You can see people's reviews and things, but it's not really any different from Craigslist. You have less protection than eBay for sure. Yeah, get ripped off. It kind of suck. We are limited to the types of animals we can take to a rehab type place in Wisconsin. Interesting. Yeah, of course, we would be talking about Texas, so that's a good point. It kind of reiterates the point that we need to make sure that everybody knows we're talking about rules and the way things are done here in Texas. Because I don't know anything about any other state. I wouldn't even try to talk about that. Coro, I got scammed and report quality service on Aquabid more than I have gotten good stuff. Really? But I don't buy anything off Aquabid. I can't find. But I don't buy anything off Aquabid. I can find anywhere else. At least you'd know me if I was on there. Uh, you can put up as much as you want. The account setup is easy. Okay. All right, Skull. I might look into that pretty quick because I need to move some of this stuff out. That March here, it's coming up pretty quick. But I'm looking at the eggs I have. I'm looking at all my grow out containers, and I think in the next couple of days I'm going to get kind of creative and how I'm going to move things around. Like all these female Female killifish are a pain because they look so close to each other. I can't put the females together. Of similar species, they just blend together. You never separate them. So, but I can do that with a lot of the males I can put together as long as they don't beat each other up, and normally it's not a problem. Or if you get something like Epiplates, looks totally different than the fundoplan chicks, I can put those together, even males and females, and I can easily separate those back out. As long as things have big enough tanks and set up right, and things don't get too crazy, a little mosh pit going on. But I have tanks that are empty or almost empty that I can move fish out of into a bigger tank of big 55s, and I have bigger tanks out there, kind of like my call tanks are out there. Uh, tanks that for this exact situation, I just have too many females or of one thing. I just put them in not in this big giant tank, and they just kind of live their life out because now they're mixed all together. Nothing I can do about it. Uh, and I can do, and what I do too is I'll have like right now I have 30 of the shoe boxes, and I can actually add 15 more total. So each one of the I have three grow outs, three grow out systems. Each system has 10 uh, shoe boxes in it, and I can go a layer higher than that. So I can put 3 layers, which would be 15 per one, so it'd be 45. So I can do that pretty quickly without much problem. So that's probably the first thing I'll do. But I can also once I clean out, I have some empty tanks. I got a couple of tanks right in front of me. But what I'll do is I'll go through, and a lot of times I'll have a pair or a couple pairs of the same species of killifish all laying at one time, and I get 30 eggs. That's about all I put in one container. That's pushing it. So I get 30 in there, and I might have 30 in another one and 20 in another one. But all those were within a couple of weeks of each other. So at first, I can't put them all together because if you have a killifish that are a week apart or more, this is at least in general and what I found, this is not hard and fast. It's going to be different with species, but in general, as long as even a week is little, 5 days is probably pretty safe. 7 days starts getting iffy on depending on species because they grow really fast. So those the first ones that hatched out grow fast. They get big and they start predating or picking on the other ones, the smaller ones, and so therefore you start to get all kind of problems. But if I get them all grown up, when they grow really fast, they seem to grow fast. Then they slow down a little bit. So all the ones that are starting to catch up. So after about a month or 2 months, they're all about the same size. They were born within a couple of weeks of each other. So then you can take all those different shoe boxes now that I have and put them all into one 10-gallon or 5-gallon, depending on how many there are, and grow them up from there until they need to get moved into a bigger tank or get moved out. So, hey, Car, how you doing? So I'm to the point now I need to move some of these out of the bigger tanks so I can move up everything. So I got a ton of eggs out there coming. They're going to start hatching within about a week, and I need to put some more shoe boxes. So, bye. We're definitely a different beast here in Texas. Yep, do things different, and so most of the things I like. There's some weird stuff, but Robin, hello, welcome. Let's see what's going on. Do you prefer shoe boxes or small tanks? Money, not a factory. Money, not a factory. Oh, um, well, those the way I do it, I'm going to have to go through this room and show a video what I'm talking about. So, what you're asking is apples and oranges for me. The shoe boxes are what I keep the newborn fry in, and that's the whole fry grow out system. I'm assuming that you've seen the videos of that where they have the bigger container and it's all these umbilical cords going up, pumping through, and it's overflowing in the back. So those are my grow outs for small stuff. And once they get to 2 months old, approximately, it varies on some species grow slower than others. But once they get about a quarter inch and they're really darting around in there and have no problems moving around to find food, that's really the only reason I put them in a small container. Then I move them up into like a 5 gallon, typically, and they stay in the 5 gallon until I'm going to sell them, or I'm going to move them out of that. Sometimes into another 5 gallon or possibly a 10 gallon breeder, 10 gallon to breed them. So that's kind of two different purposes for me. Um, and money doesn't have anything to do with that. It just seems to work better. You don't want the little tiny fry in too big of a tank because then it's hard for them to find the food. Then you're overfeeding everything, and it's easier for that to foul everything up and kill everything. So the idea is when they're smaller, keep in a smaller container so you can get the food to them without hurting anything. So with the flow through and a bigger volume at the bottom, a lot of filtration area, you can overfeed in there, and so as it kind of rots and gives off a little bit of any kind of ammonia, nitrates, all that stuff is going to overflow because there's water coming in. It's going to overflow with the back. It's going to go into the big sump, and I have lots of lava rock down there. It's a huge vat, lots more water goes in there, tons of filtration media stuff in there. It breaks all that down. Then the clean water gets pumped back up in the top. So that's the whole idea for that. Car, how old do you let the fry get before it's for sale? Typically about 2 to 3 months, and it depends on the species. I've got some species that grow really slow, going to take a lot longer than that. And the gardener I could probably sell those things in a month and a half because they grow fast for me. So it all just kind of depends on the species. I do it by size. Once they get to a good size, they color up really good where I can easily see what they are. Uh, and they're big enough they're not going to be so fragile that I can ship them. So you get adult fish, they're fine, but it's better to ship a smaller fish, you know. So, sorry, is there an advantage to small plastic containers over glass ones for fry? That's what I was trying to ask. Oh, if the tanks were the same size, etc., what does a shoebox do for you that a tank doesn't? Okay, I say plastic is superior in that because it doesn't break as easy. So if I drop a plastic shoebox, no harm done. I can't break it. I don't get glass all over my floor and everything. That would be the biggest difference. I don't think there's any other difference. They just don't make a glass container the size of my shoeboxes. And I can't cut a hole in a glass container nearly as easy as I can cut a hole in one of those plastic boxes. I could take a drill and drill straight through it, regular drill with step drills, put holes in it. I can take a soldering iron, make a hole in it. I don't have to worry about it. So I think the plastic is more versatile because I could do more things with it easily than I could do with a glass container. So that's why I would rather do a shoebox because it's plastic and I can manipulate that really quick and easy. It's lighter weight. Um, I guess you could have a glass containers and nest it, but then when you start nesting a bunch of glass containers, you are about breaking them. I could take all these and nest them all down, break it down real quick and easy, and do it all with it. So that's why. That's the only difference I see. Let's see, Zen Ginger, and if you're trying to have the shoe boxes up top, weight is also a thing. Yes, or maybe acrylic. Yeah, acrylic would probably work okay. Uh, yeah, but I'm going like three high, so I'm going to be stacking three shoe boxes up that are going to be probably 2/3 full of water. So that bottom container starts getting heavy. A lot of pressure on it, so you won't want glass. It could be an issue, I'm sure. Drilling is a good one. Yeah, you can drill glass, but boy, it's a lot easier to drill plastic than it is glass. So basically, it's more efficient. Yes, it is more efficient by far, at least for what I found. I've seen some people even cut overflows into shoe boxes where they have a drip system going sort of. Yeah, I'm assuming then you haven't watched my video. So if you get a chance, go to Pile Aquatics, and I have a video that shows you how I made my system. It's basically what you're kind of described. Uh, but I mean, it's super efficient in my opinion. And I made some upgrades. I still need to make a video. Man, I got so much stuff I need to do. But I need to make a video of some of the upgrades I've made. Hang on, I think I skipped something. Yeah, hopefully, yeah. So what shoe boxes do you buy? I go to Walmart and I buy the Sterilites. They're just a Sterilite shoe box, the cheapest ones. I like the ones with the white tops. For some reason, all of a sudden I can't find them. They discontinued them. I go out to them on sale and then they're gone. Only reason I like the white lids better, it lets a little more light through. It doesn't seem like it make much difference, but it does. It's a little more light through, and the guppy grass or whatever kind of plant that I stick in there with the fry seems to get a little more light and grow better. So that's why I like the white. I can't find the white anymore. It's annoying. Uh, Thanks for check. Okay, so let's switch over and look at some killifish. I wish I could take a look here in a second, but let's see. What am I doing? Let's pull my screen up. There we go. Let's move this over. Bingo. There we go. So this is Vivi.com, and what I've done here. Okay, let's hide this. There we go. But, so I did here. I was up with the Vivian. I just typed in killifish. The sea was all here, and I found some of mine. I have a much more loaded in the system, but I have the numbers zeroed out available because either I don't have them here yet, or I want to change some things up, and I'm going to be able to offer them up. And depending on the weather, if the weather like around here, I can ship anywhere near me fine. It's great. But I haven't looked at the national forecast. If I notice that it's really bad north, northeast, northwest, or anywhere, then I might not ship. If it gets another cold front comes across the whole country or most of it, I'll go in here and zero everything out because I don't want to worry about messing with shipping or telling somebody I can't ship it yet. But so here's what I have for my gardener eye. Just look at some pictures. The pictures aren't that great because I suck at photography for some reason. Well, I do a good job on wildlife photography, snake photography, stuff like that. But boy, when it comes to fish, man, I struggle. So here's a good example of what the male and the female will look like. Female, pretty plain. It's pretty easy to tell them apart. If you can't tell these guys apart, you don't need to be keeping fish. And here's another trick too. If you see that one, it's distorted. That's not the way that picture looks. It looks better than that. You need to remove that picture until I fix it. Here's something else too. If you're wanting something off Vivi, anybody on this live stream, and Vivi doesn't mind this at all. So it's not like I'm going behind her back and doing something shady. It's something like that. But say you one of these, contact me because I can drop this price probably a little bit. We can negotiate on that, and the shipping might be a little cheaper too, depending on how you want it shipped and where you're shipping it to. So contact me before you just go on here and buy something from me. I don't mind if you do. That's great. But they do take a percentage too from me. So I'm losing a little bit of money. You're paying more money, and I'm losing money. So nobody's really winning that situation. Here's Blue Pan Checks. His picture sucks. I've got to do a better job of that. These are absolutely gorgeous. And they're way bigger than this now. I've got something. All I have is males. I don't have any females. I don't think. I'm still debating if one's a female or not. But I may have all males. So I can't do anything with all males unless I can find somebody to give me some females. Of course, that one shows out of stock. See, it was doing this. I changed this to. I got 5 of those, but for some reason it's doing this again. Showing zero available. I don't know why it's even popping up. It shouldn't even pop up if it's not available. So that's another thing I've got to go figure out what's wrong. And what else we got here? I only have 3 on here right now. These are the firemouth killifish. These are the Epiphytes, the Dejai Monrovii. This is like the subspecies. This is what gives them the fire chin. You can get the Epiphytes Dejai, but a lot of them don't have that red chin if it's not from this locale. So this is what these are cool fish. I love these things, but I've got a ton of those right now. See, it distorted that picture again. You can see how even the name of the bomb was compressed. I don't know why it's doing that. Maybe it's a formatting issue. I have to figure that out. But at least it shows we've got 15 available. That's good. Anyhow, so if you're interested in this particular type of fish, send me an email or any of my fish. You can always email me or message me through Facebook or whatever. But my email address is just pileaquatics@gmail.com. So go on there, send me an email, and I'll tell you what, I can give you a pretty good deal. It'd be a lot less than $20 if you're wanting to start with these guys. I just have so many of them that I'm overrun. They breed extremely well. I just throw a spawning mop in there. I even have a bunch of. I probably have 30 fish in that 10-gallon aquarium over there, and I get eggs in the spawning mops. I mean, even with that many in there, I don't see any babies yet. But yeah. So then, what else here? Let's go. Let's do something here. See if we can get my listings. This is all the ones I have available. That I usually have available. But right now, I don't like these. Shoot, I pulled up, bring them up. I can't bring them up any bigger. Bummer. So normally the lyre tail, the orange lyre tails. Unfortunately, my production is really slow on those. I'm getting eggs, but they're just not fertile. I'm struggling. I need to see if anybody has some really good orange Australs. and I need to buy a pair or at least a male or female or something from them. Get it in my line and see if I can strengthen it back up again because I'm having problems. Forstner eyes, man, these are the Nothia branchius. Those are the annuals. I've kind of just I like annuals, but for some reason I'm really good at it too. I can breed annuals like crazy, but it doesn't feed that dopamine hit for some reason. I like picking eggs, so kind of kind of sucks. I keep forgetting to wet the eggs and I forget to pull the eggs out. So it's just for some reason this doesn't work for me. So I'll stop. Why fight it? I think I have one pair of not Guthrie eye. That's the other one. The Chovy eye. I may have one pair left. They're kind of getting older. I need to see if somebody wants those. And the Gabbies you usually have too. But let's jump out like that. I'm gonna check something over here. But let me check chat. Let's see what we got going on here. Oh boy, it jumped on me. Wish there was a way to like pin it where it won't move ever. Mm-hmm. There's my shoebox in your bio. Let's see. All right, Carput. What's your favorite killifish? That's tough, man. But boy, color-wise, the Nothia branchius or Chovy, man, those are pretty. It's hard to beat that. Guthrie really pretty too. But I think overall, I mean, I don't know. There's a couple top favorites. Like those Epiphytes, man, those things are nice. I like those. They're really peaceful. I can put them with anything. It seems like they do fine. They're just, when you hit them with the light hits them right, a lot of iridescence. They almost have like a lamp eye because they have like a blue spot under their eye. They get that blue, red chin. Those are just really cool. But it's hard to beat just the good old Fundal Panchex Gardner eye. Those Mizei that I have, man, the color gets so dark blue in those. It's just spectacular. And then, of course, you've got Scriptophia Simeon's Schmidt eye. Man, the Schmidt eye has a beautiful blue. Schmidt eye. Schmidt eye. But man, I have some of those coming too. I have a couple pair of those available soon. I've got a couple just in different small tubs because you can't see it, but over on this side, I've got one whole shelf and it's got small, long tubs. I thought I had one. Yeah, I do have one right here in here. Let me see if I can slide this over, show you what. I bought some of these these are, it's all millimeters. 11 millimeters by 29 millimeters by 9.5 millimeters. So they're a good size. And I like these because a normal rack is kind of deep. And if you have a smaller containers, you have a lot of space back here. Well, these I can stack in like this, and I don't have a whole lot of room up front, but I got all this space back here for a surface area. So it works good. I love these containers. I bought these at Bezos. It's like a Japanese dollar store kind of thing. It's pretty cool. I found all kinds of stuff that are useful. But I have a bunch of those set up over here, so if I have a hatch and I only get 2 or 3 fry, well, don't really want to tie up a whole shoebox for just 2 or 3 small fry. I can throw them in there and I can monitor food. I put lots of plants in there, make sure I put some snails in there, and I will just give tiny bits of food to them and be careful what I do. So I'll pull some food out if there's too much in there, do water changes. It's more of a pain, but it's worth it. Or the end of the box, I guess. Let's see. Oh, there's there's a link to the video for my grow out system. Very cool. Thank you. Appreciate that, Jeff. That's awesome. I like those. Let's see. Okay, you watch this. So you see what I'm talking about. So far, this is my favorite system. What I like about this system that's better than the other ones I've seen for killifish like to jump. The tiny little fry aren't going to be a problem. Once they start getting a little bigger, and if you get tied up and you don't get them out of the containers, like for the Dean's grow out system works great. grows the fry out good until they get big enough to jump. Then they're jumping from one container to the other. We're jumping into the bigger container at the bottom, and that's not good when you have killifish like this. So that's what you don't want. Consider me shamed. Man, it's no big deal. Uh, I do want to point out that the fry rack video is almost a year old and is due for an update. Yeah, I do need to get another one. What I like to do is like build one of those, build the whole thing and video it, and step by step. But I still have time. That would be really really awesome. Somebody did mention about going like to the National AKA convention and doing it there live, just showing people how to build them and all the little tricks and things. Koro, there are some predominant people on YouTube that refuse to make 10-year remake 10-year-old videos. Yeah, I got to remake a bunch of mine. You have a nice selection, and we purchased from me. Oh, cool! Thank you, appreciate that. I'm gonna try to get all these ones out available on that. At least on Vivi. I'm gonna hit that one first since I've already got it kind of up and running. I'm gonna hit Vivi first with everything. And if you want something, please email me if you see it on the list and you want it. And let's just want to word off of Vivi. Nothing wrong with that at all. That's great. I'll take it any way I get it. But just to save you a little money and a little more personable too, you can talk to me and we can talk about if you want to like a little more care, you want to make sure you're doing everything right, whatever. It's up to you. Or trying to make sure that what the fish that you're getting really fits what you want it for, what you're trying to do. Feel free to email me. Nathan, hello. How are you this evening? Zen Ginger. So wait, Mark, did I miss if you said you had a Get Gills or not, or are you only interested in Aquabid right now? Okay, I have a Get Gills account set up, but I don't have any fish in the account on sale yet. There, I'm building it up. Like right now, it's just like for things like my policies. It just says needs to be filled in. Like to be continued or something on the thing. So I have to do all that with my policies. I got to write it all up. I got to write a description of my store up. And then for each fish, I'm going to make sure I do a nice write up on them to get as much information out there as possible. So it's going to take me a little bit to kind of get my fish on there. I think Get Gills is going to be a lot more active than Vivi right now. People know about it. It's been around longer. That may change in the future. I don't know. That's why I'm kind of trying to get some stuff on Vivi. But I already started messing around with that, so I've already got it kind of going. But then Aquabid sounds like it might be easy to get going in. So if it's really easy to get going in, then I might do that too. So I've only got so much amount of time. It's taking me forever to do everything because stuff comes up, especially this time of year. Well, the closer it gets to summer, once summer hits, things slow down a little bit because it gets so hot. Between now and summer, every day it seems like it's going to get more and more busy. So I got less and less time. So I'm going to really, really try to get going off of it. I got to get. Can you get some golden wonder killifish? Well, there's a tank sitting right there that has about 6 or 7 golden wonders that are growing up. They're about half grown. I do have some pairs. I'm gonna need to hit them with some meds, I think, because a couple of them look a little thin for some reason. They shouldn't be. I feed them twice a day. Everything else in the fish room is nice and fat, and those should be too. I have other fish that are similar to that. They're fish. I mean, they're fat. So give me some time. I'm working on golden wonder killifish, but that's in the future. I just got to grow them up. Not quite ready yet. Let's see what's going on. How it was at Zen's request. Thank you. Do it. I'm not sure what to do. I'll do it. Whatever it is. Outside in. Every time I see your name, it makes me think of John by Jay-Z. Koro, you could do a whole workshop on building a fry system like that. Exactly. That could be cool because it's not that difficult. If I was going to do it, do a video on it, or even do like a workshop and showing people, It is kind of, it's not super cheap to do either. I mean, it's not like one of those things that's going to cost you $10. It does have some parts in it with the pump and this, just the bigger sweater box. I think it's like $30 or something just for that sweater box, 35 or something. So it does add up. I forget what I did add it up one time. And then you look at the egg crate, sheet egg crates, like $20 here. So you start, all those boxes are about $15, $20. Then you have all the valves, and then of course you have what do you call it? A tubing, PVC pipes, some fittings in there. Yeah, it's not that enough. So it's not super cheap. What I would do is I would just do part of it. So one of it's redundant, like all those boxes. If you do one of those, all of them are saying, well, you need to do at least two. The bottom one's going to be different. The outflow of the bottom one does not have to go very far. Is going to be a little different than the one on top above it. So the one above it, when it comes out, you don't want to run right down the side because it'll run right on top of the lid with the one below it. I have some that I've messed up and it still does that, and it turns get a lot of algae on it, and it just doesn't look good at all. It's kind of crappy looking. So that's my first ones I did. So I've got some ways that you can route the water out the back that misses that. So the second top two rows are going to be different than the bottom one. So let's do two of those. I'll show you how to do that and do all the basically have some of the stuff pre-cut to the right size because obviously cutting it's there's no point in me showing you how to cut it. Show you how to cut it once with a PVC pipe cutter or a hacksaw, and I'm done with that. So and then basically I got to stick one valve and show you how to put one valve because one valve is the same as 20 valves. That way you put them in. But I could do something like that. That could be a lot of fun. We have to do the full system. Are clown killifish available? Not yet. I've got some fry growing up there. Not many of them. When I was doing my experiment, is I pulled a bunch of eggs. Those are the eggs I pulled. I probably have half a dozen, maybe three-quarters of a dozen fry that survived that. And then I left the other stuff in the tank and just to see if I had any fry show up out there. I've never seen any fry show up out there at all. So I kind of let them do their thing. I quit pulling eggs out of it. I thought, well, maybe I'm pulling all the eggs out. And I don't know, there's no eggs still in there in the other spawning mouth, the two spawning mouths. Maybe they're only using one spawning mouth. So I didn't want to disturb this one. I just want to leave it alone. So I decided to quit pulling eggs just to see what happens. Well, I'm not getting any eggs out there. I'm not getting a big fry. I mean, so now I'm going to start back picking again and start raising them up. So they're on their way. Yeah, that's the best I can tell you. Zen, Jeff, I just sent you the link because they were asking. Okay, trying. Cool. Did you share the link with you? The air pump. Something different. Let's see. Scrolling. Coro, Nathan, I'm not kidding. I'm going to order that one. Okay. Not talking to me. Here we go. There's Zen. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I didn't see you under stores and gigas. Now, I want to make sure I was searching correctly. When you do get it up going, I'll add whichever one to FLO for you. Okay, thanks. Yeah, I'm doing our Pal Aquatics. That's what everything will be under. I'm gonna make it easy. Hello, Jeff. Well, you're getting kind of late, buddy. Hey, replay team, right? Replay crew. Maybe you did. Maybe you did jump in, and then you just fast forward. Got double speed or whatever caught up. That'd be cool. That's what I do a lot of times. I get what's his name? Rico. He will start streaming in the daytime, and I'll jump in kind of late. 30 minutes late. I'll back up to the beginning and hit double speed just to kind of catch up. Nathan, Coro, we're home today. I guess different. Skitty. Oh, hey, Skitty. I don't think I said hi to you earlier. Sorry. So we can look up what you have at Vivi or Aquavid, then email me what you'd like. Yes, you can do that. Exactly. And Vivi right now is up and live. So what you find under Vivi, that means I have ready to go and it's going on. I got to get some pictures of some of the stuff that I have, like the striatums. I was getting some pictures today of those, but man, they're pain. I set up a little 2.5 gallon aquarium, and I have a thin, I don't know what it's called. It's a thin glass container. It's pretty tall and pretty wide. The Wild Fish Tanks sells them. on his website. And actually, I looked it up. I thought I could find it cheaper probably. No, I couldn't find them cheaper. His prices beat anything I could possibly find for the same one. So go into wild fish tanks. He's the one that I got them from in Houston. He was in Houston. He had some there. One of the other guys from the AKA bought a couple of them. They were actually putting killifish in them for display because they're really tall. So you fill it just a little bit of water. And there's no way it's only real kind of thick. It's a perfect display for them. I'll put that in front of my 2.5 gallon aquarium. 2.5 gallon aquarium is full of not Java moss. What's that stuff like guppy grass, and then I put the other container in front of it where it's thinner, so I can keep the fish pretty close to in focus without it going swimming back in and getting lost in all the guppy grass. But being on glass, you can't tell that. It looks like it's just right in front of the guppy grass. So I gotta get some pictures. Did you show me already, Nathan? It's in my cart. Let's see what's going on. How long have we gone on there? Just an hour. Man, that went fast. Thank you. It's not doing it right. Let's see. There we go. Skitty. I had to put 2 of my clown killifish in court. Maybe the male bullied them in quarantine. Okay. Maybe the male bullied them. Lost. I don't know. Lost one. Other is doing well. I don't know, man. Maybe I just have like 3 pair in a 5 gallon aquarium. There's some plants in there, and I just threw a couple of spawning mops in there, and they seem to be laying a bunch of eggs for me. So I'm starting to pull eggs again. I'm gonna pull eggs tonight. Just too tired. Excellent question, Carr. What does the ADL 13-15 mean? mean on this site? Okay, with killifish are kind of unique in a way that it's really kind of cool. You can trace down where the killifish actually came from, its origination, who actually caught the great grandparents of the killifish we have now. So you see the ADL; those are initials of 3 people. So I don't know who they are off the top of my head. You can actually look this stuff up on the AKA's website, and it may not be on their website or individual names, but there are people have those records on who exactly that was. And the 13, I believe, means in probably 2013, maybe before that, maybe I don't know. I looked that one up. Probably 2013, and then 15 means it was the 15th spot on the collection trip is where they were at. So you could actually trace down the exact puddle, basically that they found the original fish that their ancestors. That's why you want to keep everything separate. So even though you may have the same species, if you have different locations, you want to treat those completely separately, keep them separate, keep those lines going. And one kind of cool thing that's happened, they thought they had the same species, just sort of different locality information, kept everything separate. When they got around to doing some DNA testing on things, realized there was 2 completely separate species. They didn't have just different locations. So it's really important to kind of keep those separate when you have a killifish. And please don't hybridize stuff. That gets kind of crazy. Trying to keep the stuff, true to where it was from. At a certain point, you can't hybridize things if you're if you're going to lose the whole thing because of fertility issues. You might be able to mix some different locales together, but as long as you're upfront with people, tell them, hey, this is the 2 locales that I mixed, or just call it an aquarium strain. Have you ever seen something called an aquarium strain? Those are just fish that don't have any location information. It's been lost somehow. Yeah. Some of y'all like Eric Wyrock sounds hilarious at double speed. Yeah, I bet I sound pretty good at double speed because I talk pretty fast. There's other creators that live streams for me are torture. I mean, my mind works so fast; it's kind of like on hyperspeed. So I almost have to watch them at doubles. Well, 1.5 most of the time, 1.75, and then if I really want to catch up, I go to 2. But on some creators that talk a little quicker, I might miss a little bit of a backup, and then eventually it just takes me more time to back up too many times. Something's wrong with my little dog. That's not good. Everything's okay there, Skitty. I always hate to hear when people's pets don't feel good. Sarah, what happened? Yeah. Let's see. There's more about the air pumps. I found it, damn it. Thank you there, Jeff. Turning up the speed on everything, especially audiobooks. Yes, I cannot go normal speed most of the time. Uh, Outside in, all right. He got you that link. He's pretty quick on that. I really do appreciate some of you guys in here. You guys are awesome. Uh, Zen, several problems. Sometimes I have to replay things just like when I read too fast. Because, yep, that's exactly what I was saying. I'm gonna try something too with photographing some of these fish to get them. Some of them don't want to flare, and I have one that's the rig and buckeye. They sit in the back. I hardly ever see them. They're in the back of the tank all the time. Super scared. And the crazy thing is, even the fry. And when I'm in this room, they're back. All the fry are back in the corner, huddled up. It's just weird. It's the only species of killies that are like that. So crazy. Let's see. It's not good. Hopefully, it'll be okay. Okay. What? I missed something. What did I miss? Where's turn the screen. Oh yeah. I didn't see. I guess I missed something wrong. It's all I heard. So scroll on back down. Maybe it doesn't make it easy to search by seller. Yes, I know. I tried to search myself so I could get a link and to like my whole store. And yeah, it just that's one of the little problems with it. There's a few other little quirks too. One of the weird thing is, you saw in my store where it showed quantity. I could zero that out on my desktop, no problem, laptop, whatever. But if I try to zero that out on my mobile phone, you have to hit enter after you put the number in. You have to enter. Well, when you click on that field, my phone pops up, only has 10 keys and the period or whatever on there. There is no way to do an enter button. So I could change the number, but I can't hit enter to make it work. You can't just move it to another field. You can't hit anything else. You have to hit the enter button. And I've already talked to him about that, and that's just the way it's going to be. So now I have to remote log into my computer, my desktop computer from wherever I'm at, if I want to hurry up and change it. Go in there and change that number. In fact, while I'm here, reminded me that I wanted to go check because it should have had 0 of that. What was it? Yeah, see, it's supposed to have 4 right there. It says quantity 4 of the blue chip plain checks males. But when I pulled it up, it showed I had none. Oh no, that's quirky. I don't like that. That kind of bugs me. I haven't found that. Yeah. Hey, our aquatic universe. Welcome. I don't remember seeing you on before, so thank you, sir, for popping in. Yeah, I had to search for killifish. That's exactly what I did, Zen. I don't know. It's just, man. I scroll through. Yeah. Well, luckily, there's not very many killifish, so that's the good thing. It's easy to find me. I dropped the new song. It's okay. All right. Looks like I'm to the bottom of the chat. Man, I've had a good evening. I think doing the collaboration or having the rescue on would be a lot of fun. I appreciate everybody for showing up here, and I think. Wait, hang on here. Mike B, how are you feeling? Mike, you feeling a little back better? Let's see. That's what to tell you. The little dog we're so dramatic. He won't eat today, and is shaking. Oh boy, probably ate wild rabbit poop. It always makes him sick. Man, I got a dog. Oh, geez, friendliest, freaking greatest dog. She hard time to get her to eat. She'll eat. Maybe this meal she'll eat a half a bowl, and then maybe next one she'll eat a half a bowl. And then she won't eat it all one meal. Then she'll eat everything, and then she might eat a quarter. It's just frustrating. You don't know if something's wrong, or is it just just hard. Anyhow, guys, I think I'm going to call it a night. I will catch you next time. Thank you for joining me, and please send me an email if you have any questions about killifish or anything that I have. Uh, I do appreciate that. I like to answer any kind of questions that I can. I'll do the best I can to get some more content out. I've got to figure out how to the best way to shoot some video about individual species, and just the way this room is set up, it doesn't lend itself well to videoing very well at all. I was able to turn all the lights off and stick a strip light on top of one tank, and that seemed to be okay. But I don't use filters, so I don't have sponge filters on it. I don't have hand backs or anything, so I got a lot of particulate matter floating around. Well, when you got a lot of particulate matter in the floating around, it makes it hard to video. So, anyhow, thank you guys, and I think you may want to hear the new song. Yeah, I'll probably check that out later too. Anyhow, thanks guys. I appreciate it. Have a good evening.